In this video, I'll be calculating and showing you the recursive cause of the fifth number in the Fibonacci sequence. So over here is the code for the recursive function of the Fibonacci sequence. And in the main program, we're trying to figure out what Fibonacci, we're calling the value of fib of 5. So we have fib of 5 is called for in the main function, and the recursive call gives us fib of 5 minus 2, 3, plus fib of 4. And these, we're waiting for these values. Fib of 3 calls in the recursive call fib of 3 minus 2, 1, plus fib of 3 minus 1, 2. So we're waiting on fib 1 and fib 2. When we call fib 1 to the main function, we reach a termination condition over here. So we return a value of 1. So we call fib of 2 to get fib of 0 plus fib of 2 minus 1, 1. So fib of 0 and fib of 0 is a termination condition when it is called to the main function. So we return a value of 0. Fib of 1, when it is called to the main function, returns a value of 1. So fib of 2 is 0 plus 1. So we return a value of 1. Fib of 3 is 1 plus 1. So we return a value. So fib of 3 we return a value of 2. So now we're no longer waiting for fib of 4, because fib of 4 is called to the main function to get fib of 4 minus 2, fib of 2 plus fib of 3. Fib of 2 is called to the main function, the recursive call, and we find fib of 0 plus fib of 1. When fib of 0 is called to the main function, we find that we reach a termination condition, so we return 0. When fib of 1 is returned to the called to the main function, we return a value of 1 because of the termination condition. So fib of 2 we find is 1, and fib of 3 is called to the main function. Fib of 3, looking at the recursive call here, is fib of 3 minus 2, 1, plus fib of 2. Fib of 1 is called to the main function, which is a termination condition, so we return a value of 1. Fib of 2 is called to the main function, and we get fib of 0 plus fib of 1. Fib of 0 is called to the main function, and we reach a termination, so we get 0. Termination call. Fib of 1 is called to the main function, and we reach a termination condition, so we get 1. We return 1. Fib of 2 we return 1 for fib of 2, and fib of 3 is 2. Fib of 4 is 3, and fib of 5 after we find is 5. So everything has been called for, and we return a value of 5 for fib of 5. So this is called back to the main program, and we get our desired result.